Welcome to Today, the place for hope, truth, and healing. And today we're going to talk about this video. And sadly, it's not a good video to be reacting to, but let me play it. And then on the other side of that, I have some interesting thoughts on that. And let's do this.
We have confirmed in the past half hour that the two kids who were grazed, they are expected to be okay. We've learned that they, along with two others, they were shot outside on the street along 56 and Christian. The police commissioner says they know that there was a fight earlier that was broken up by staff, and those who were involved with that fight then later returned. And he says that's when the shooting happened. Again, Philadelphia police confirmed in the last 20 minutes that the shooting happened outside of the pool area at the Christy Rec Center. At the time of the shooting, we're told that there were dozens at the pool, which again just opened today. The victims have been identified as a 10-year-old child and an 11-year-old. The third victim is between 17 and 20 years old. We're told that he is critically hurt. The fourth victim is a rec center worker, according to the Philly mayor. Here's what she said moments ago.
I want to be very clear that our swimming pools have to be, must be, and will be safe havens for our young people and families, especially as we deal with the elements of this summer heat. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that that is the reality that we live.
Now, back here live on the scene, it is unclear exactly how many suspects are involved with this incident, or if the third victim, who again is critically hurt at this hour, was the intended target. We have learned that the rec center will be closed tomorrow. Reporting live in West Philadelphia, Lily Zhang, NBC 10 News.
Well, again, it's sad that I have to keep coming back on here along with many other people and then talking about this type of stuff. And it doesn't matter how many times I say it. For some people, as they have done before, it will always be, look at this guy just talking bad about the black community again, and he has such disdain towards the black community. It is what it is. I understand not everybody's gonna like you, so therefore I don't try to conform myself to for people to just like me. What I do try to conform myself to is the truth behind what I think that I'm talking about. And it's sad. It's sad because the plight of the black community is this. And again, we don't obviously we haven't seen the perpetrators who committed the shootings and stuff, but I think we can all, if we were to take a guess, we can already tell what kind of environment this is and who are the perpetrators, right? And for me, again, it's not about just like, hey, this guy's always talking bad about the black community, but do yourself a favor. Anybody who feels the need to point that out, again, by all means, comment below and let me know. But while you're doing that, as I'm taking my time to also kind of think deeper, dive deep into what is the problem. Again, we know the underlying problem is possibly or probably exactly what everybody else has been saying. Politicians have all, if you're from the right, you don't think guns are the problem. If you're from the left, you think guns are the problem. It's absolutely ridiculous, and we're being manipulated on both sides. It's up to us to actually look at the problem for what it is and understand how we can fix it. Guns, again, don't just pick themselves up and start shooting. It's never happened, nor will it ever happen. People do that kind of stuff. And people who shoot other people for whatever reason are people who are, again, possibly mentally ill. But I think those are the people who do not have high regards for human lives. Now, what do I mean by that? If you look at it from the political standpoint, if you look at it from a political lens, you see a lot of people just, as soon as there's a shooting, they try to find out who did the shooting. If there is nothing for them to kind of bait people on, such as if white people were to do the shooting. And I'm sure this is news, but at the same time, it's not main, like the highlight of all the news, right? Because it's not a white person shooting a black person. You see what I'm saying? Or it's not a black person shooting a white person. Now we're starting to see that reverse from the right, kind of talking about that more, shedding more light on it. And I think every time there's a shooting, there are innocent people being killed. We should talk about it. But the amount of people dying of just gang violence within the black community, it's absolutely unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and nobody wants to talk about it because why? Well, it doesn't sell. It's not good TV. It's not good drama, right? So my thing is, with all these shootings, there are so many aspects. There are so many ways you can go about it, right? But I think, to be quite honest with you, one of the bigger problems that we face within the Black community, one of the bigger problems, let me say that again, that we face within the Black community is the fact that the victimhood mentality is much, much, much higher than accountability itself. And what do I mean by that? So before I even go into that, we should know exactly what are those two words and what are the differences between the two words, right? So when you talk about the victimhood, what do I mean by that? Well, quite simply, it's as defined. Victimhood refers to the state of being harmed, wronged, or abused, especially in ways beyond one's control. We feel like in the Black community, a lot of times, again, doesn't matter how many disclaimers I put out there, somebody or some people will always be blinded. They will have their horse blinders on. Oh, this guy is this. I will be judged based off of what I'm saying, but they won't take the time to dig deep into it and see me as like, why would this guy want to put his own race down? Oh, this guy's no, blah, blah, blah. There's always going to be excuses. So I'm speaking to the people who can actually think with me, digest the information, and don't just regurgitate and analyze it. Understand why we keep having people, talking heads like myself, keep having to come back and talk about, like, there's a shooting in Cincinnati, there's a shooting in Indianapolis, there's a shooting in Philadelphia. And it's always almost the same denominators. Black people killing other Black people. Black people not thinking and just pulling guns on each other. Black people not having the same regards that they want other races to have for us, but they don't have it for each other. That's absolutely unfathomable to me. What is accountability? I just described to you what the victimhood mentality is, right? Now, what is accountability? Accountability means taking ownership of your actions, choices, and healing. On this channel, I talk, every time I open up any videos, I say, welcome to Tete a Tete, because I want to have a conversation with you, the viewer. Welcome to Tete a Tete, a place for hope, truth, and healing. I picked those three words for a reason, right? Because I want to bring what I believe to be the truth. And if you don't believe so, I'll be the first one to say, I apologize. I'm sorry. I just learned something. Because in the comment, you were nice enough to write super nice words telling me how wrong I am, right? Which we know that's not the case. People tend to just be very hot-headed whenever they feel like they're wrong. They're right about something and you're wrong. And the thing is, the crazy part is, like, you can think that I'm wrong. And in reality, I can be wrong. Everybody can. Something that I might be saying, I might be wrong. I might be out of bounds. But it doesn't make you automatically right. You know what I mean? Just because I'm wrong does not make you right. And so the way we get to the bottom of it, the way we get to something is by having open communication. As I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff, you can be like, okay, let me see what this guy's saying. Let me tell you, at some point I had a video on here that I made. So I made a video and then talking about, again, something that I feel like is very, very prevalent in the Black community, and I'm talking about it. But the point that I'm making, somebody responded not to address the point, but to address the fact that I was not born here. I was not, like, I am an American now. I am an immigrant American, but because I was not born here. So it doesn't matter how long I've been living here, how much I have inserted myself into the community, the culture. The culture is my culture now. I am part of it. It doesn't matter. You see, that's the problem. Because I can talk about a problem that I feel like we have within the Black community. And I'm saying we because I'm part of the culture. As I'm seeing it, I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to raise awareness. We're not going to talk about the problem that I'm highlighting, but we're going to attack my personality, who I am as a person, right? And I don't think we get anywhere from there, right? And so, again, I think the victimhood mentality is way too high, right? Where right before I did this video, so I was watching another video about some guy that was I think his name was Tommy G. Forgive me if I'm getting the name wrong, but so he goes into the worst hoods, the worst neighborhoods in America and talk to those people there. When I'm watching the video and he's asking questions like, so why do you guys have to live this life? Like, do you think like at any point like somebody might come and kill you and stuff? Do you think like you have to, like, what is it that starts these fights and stuff like that? And then to hear those guys just talking, all black guys that he's interviewing. And they were like, you know, sometimes you don't even have to say anything. You look at somebody wrong, you might pull out a gun and kill you. So it's not even really about The fact that you are part of a different gang, you are just, you're from this group and they're from this group, so therefore they might kill you. So it's all about whether or not, like the look. To kill somebody based off of a look that they give you, do you understand how low mentally that you have to be to see other human beings as less than? Again, we talk about, other races when it's convenient. It's easy for us to be baited. It's easy for us to be manipulated by politics or by a politician. Guess we don't need this here. But I'm asking you to be mentally stronger than that. I'm asking you to actually use your intelligence. And that's not me calling you dumb necessarily, but for you to pick up a gun and shoot at a recreational center where kids at the age of 10, 11 are being shot based off of an argument. And some people were speculating that it was an argument in regards to a girl or whatever it may be. There's no world that I can justify you shooting anybody over an argument, over anything else. Self-defense, go for it. If somebody's trying to kill you, you can defend yourself, and that's what you have to do, go for it. But the idea of just like having a bad argument with a group of guys, you feel the need to go home and grab your weapon, go back and shoot the whole place, complete disregard to kids, women, everybody else there. To me, it's a level of degeneracy that like it's degeneracy at the highest level. You feel like life, there's nothing worth living in life. It doesn't matter if you go to jail. It doesn't matter if you die. And it's I can't fathom that. I was born in Haiti and I've seen so much hopelessness, poverty. People feel like there's nothing to live for. But here in America, to feel like after so many years from how far we've came, and I'm speaking about about the Black community, from slavery to segregation to all of those things, for us to be here right now, and this is how we feel like we have to live. And again, I'm not putting everybody in the same box. I'm so tired of giving those disclaimers because like I know some people, I want you to get the point so badly. That's why I'm doing that. I want you to understand that I'm not accusing you or the people who this does not pertain to. I'm speaking about this video that we just watched. I'm speaking to those people who are committing those senseless crimes, those shootings, just killing one another. You know who I'm speaking to. So if this doesn't pertain to you, understand what I'm saying and perhaps help me get this message out there. We are worth way more than that. We are worth way more than that. And I'm going to say it again. As human beings, whether you're Black, white, Asian, whatever it is, we are worth way more than that. If you look at yourself as God's masterpiece, if you look at yourself as this complex machine, this masterpiece, that's the best way for me to describe who we are, how we are different, how we are so special, how we are so unique. You will see that life is worth living. And by seeing that, you will also see other people's lives are worth living. And the idea to just pick up a gun and just start shooting people because you disagree with somebody or you feel like they looked at you wrong. I shared this example before. Well, not really an example, like something that happened to me. I was in Virginia. I was in high school. So it was like senior trip. I went into a little convenience store and then this Black guy was staring at me. And I'm just like, I don't understand why this guy's staring at me, but okay. I went in a different aisle. There he was. He was also staring at me. So I started looking at him too. So he's staring at me, so I'm looking at him every once in a while. He's freaking me out. And the next thing you know, he came up to me. He got into my face. He's like, why you sweating me, little N-word? Why you sweating me? You know somebody? I was like, what is it, 17, 18? Freaked me out. I'm like, whoa, I'm not sweating you at all. You're looking at me, I'm looking at you. So to go back to that interview that I just watched, this video that I just watched about the guy from the hood saying like, sometimes you just look at somebody wrong, they just kill you. I know that for a fact because thankfully this guy didn't kill me. I didn't know if he had a knife or a gun. He came to my face simply because he was staring at me and I looked at him a few times. He felt like I invaded his bubble. I shouldn't do that. Now that's somebody who sees life as not worth living. That's somebody who sees life as just, I don't know. It doesn't matter if I go to jail. It doesn't matter if I kill somebody. It doesn't matter if I'm killed. It doesn't matter. Like, we need to find I don't know what it is, man. Like, those are the questions that we should ask. Don't attack my personality, who I am, so much so what I'm saying, but understand what I'm saying, where I'm coming from, and let's dig into it together. Let's figure out why this lady doesn't have to come on and say, like, oh, this is senseless shooting. We should not do that. We should care about each other. Like, you're going to keep hearing those things every time after innocent people get killed, get hurt for absolutely no reason. But how do we change it? The definition of being crazy is committing the same mistake, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different answer, a different outcome. But we know the outcome every time that these gangs, these kids get their hands on guns. These kids, every time their parents don't play their role as the parents and the streets get a hold of them, you know what they become. They sell drugs, they do drugs, they get people pregnant, and they do all sorts of crazy stuff that will inevitably result into them being, best case scenario, in jail or killed. We know that. And the problem is they're not just killing themselves. They're killing innocent bystanders. They're making our society, our environment, a hellhole. They're making it into a war zone. So what can we do? What can we do? So when I talk about these things, again, I sound repetitive and I sound like, I'm not trying to make it easier said than done. But at the end of the day, it's either you do it or you don't do it. Accountability. I think the first step is get out of victimhood mentality. You will never be able to have victimhood and accountability in the same box. You have to acknowledge both of them. You acknowledge that you are in the victimhood box and you need to do what you have to do to get out of that, which will lead you to accountability. Take accountability. Unhealthy victimhood mentality, believing you are powerless in all situations, refusing to grow or take risks due to the fear of being hurt again, using past harm to excuse current destructive behavior. Those are all horrible. Those are what we need to understand. That's where we are. And in order to get past that and start seeing each other as brothers and sisters, having respect for our kids just swimming out a pool, having respect for our elderly, we have to let go of this victimhood mentality, because those are the reasons why we see life as just not worth living, which makes other people's lives not worth living. You can take it at any time, whenever you want to. But I think we need accountability. Healthy accountability looks like what? Recognizing when you to hurt others. Recognizing when your pain causes you to hurt others. Making amends when you've caused harm. Choosing to heal, grow, and reclaim your power. We need to reclaim our power. How do we do that? Well, again, letting go of this, the system is corrupt, bruh. It's always been that way. It doesn't matter what I do. They won't give me this. They won't give me this loan. They won't do this. Again, I'm not telling you those things haven't happened. And I'm not telling you those things won't happen in the future. But you're going to keep looking at those things to just give up, to just make your life into this pile of just nothing but victim excuses. Every time somebody asks you, why are you the way that you are? Why are you doing this? Why are you? Oh, man, it's a system. That's a pathetic way to live. Absolutely pathetic. And anybody living this way are the people right now doing drugs or joining the gang. And again, a lot of them, I'm not saying it's all their fault. So which is where we come in. That's where I come in. By me making those videos and telling you it may not have been your fault. That was a situation that you were brought in. That's the situation that you were born in. Not having your father to take care of you, to guide you, not having role models, not having a mother in the picture. I get all that stuff. But it doesn't mean you stay in that or you make that who you are. It doesn't mean you make that your identity. That's the point that I'm making. Everybody's born in different situations. Some of us good situation, good family, a dynamic, good structure, good people around us, good church, good community. But some of us also are born in the opposite of that. And I can speak to that because I was not born in this group, this list that I just gave you. But I understand who was around me. I understand what kind of community. I understand what I wanted to be in life. I understand how to live my life. Thankfully, I had people in my life that wanted me to succeed. Well, then we got to find those group of people. We got to find that community. We got to find people like level-minded people, people with an actual goal and hope in life that wants to see a better future for our kids and all that stuff. So it's your environment. If you understand that your environment is keeping you down, do what you got to do so that you can get out of there, because you already know where it's going to lead you. You know where your homeboys are all at, in jail or dead. So the choice is up to you. We got to stop acting like victims. We got to take accountability. And this is not going to be the last time I talk about that. I'm going to keep harping on it, because at the end of the day, again, just like the people who felt the need to post something about the fact that, well, you can't talk about that. You might be black, but you're not from here. You were born in Haiti and all that stuff. So what do you know about the black community? Again, whenever somebody looks at you as a black African American and they call you the N-word and they call me the N-word, does it not affect me the same way it affects you? I could make a case that it affects me even more, but I'm not going to make that case. The point is, we live in the same country. Somebody can look at you because you're African American and then felt the need to shoot you for whatever reason, thought you were in the gang. I would suffer the same exact fate because we are the same skin color. I'm black, you black. So the idea of just like, instead of seeing the problem for what it is and we can attack it, we can dissect it, we can try to fix it, we can put our heads together and have a tete-a-tete and figure out how to flip the page, have a better society, better culture, better environment, better community, better hood, more educated people, more level-minded people, more optimistic people, positive people. But you attacked the messenger. You attacked me. But yet, guess what you're doing? Nothing. Not a thing. Every time you see it happen, you're the one just like, yeah, man, this hood's out here crazy, bro. People gonna keep dying. But that's how it is. That's what it is, you know? It is what it is. It's not that. It is what it is for you, but you live in a community where people are not okay with that. A lot of people are not okay with it. They don't want their kids to have to suffer for your actions or lack of. So let's do something. Let's stop acting like victims. Let's take accountability. Remember, those two things cannot really coexist. You got to take responsibility. Let's take responsibility. Let's make our streets, even the hoods, safer. Let's change the hoods. Let's change the mindset. That's the only way we're going to get somewhere. Thank you for watching. Again, comment below. I don't know everything. I'm just trying to help solve the problem. So if you have answers, comment below. Let me know. Let me know where I'm going wrong. Let me know what I can do better. Let's have a conversation respectfully. If you disrespect me, you are wasting your time. I don't have time for that. Positive energy, please. Be safe. Peace out.